Hello everyone and welcome to the channel Retro T TV. In this video we will dive into a case where a mother was arrested because her 12-year-old daughter gave birth and the man who impregnated her was arrested as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. I did want to give out a trigger warning because we are going to be discussing some very sensitive topics and they might trigger some people. So go ahead and keep that in mind and here we go. Okay, so the man that you see on the screen, his name is Juan Miranda Jara of Tulsa, Oklahoma. On July 14th, he showed up to Hillcrest Hospital in Midtown Tulsa with a 12-year-old girl in labor. Now, just to be clear, when I say labor, I mean the 12-year-old girl was about to give birth to a child. This man is 24 years old. Now, according to a Tulsa police officer, they just walked in like any normal couple, like they would just give birth to a child and go home. But it threw up red flags, for one, because the girl was 12 years old and he's obviously older, and that she was even pregnant in the first place. The attending physicians immediately called 911 to alert the authorities that they in fact had a 12-year-old girl, a 12-year-old child, let's get it right, a 12-year-old child in here in labor about to give birth to a child, and that she's accompanied by a 24-year-old man. So in that state, the consent age is 16 years old. Even though, in my opinion, 16 years old is too young to be consenting to potentially having a child, but in that state, the consenting age is 16 years old. The child was 12 years old, so doctors, they did their job, they're mandated reporters, and they reported his ass. When the police arrived, he looked surprised as to even why they were even there. He said that the girl was his girlfriend and that they were expecting a child and that they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So as a result of him thinking, as a 24-year-old man, that it's okay to be having sex and impregnating a child, a 12-year-old child, the police arrested him. We will examine the parents, but first watch this short news clip.
We were told today it is going to take some time to get all of the answers. One of the questions we still did not get an answer to, but we are told will come later, is one that viewers have been asking, not only on the Fox 23 Facebook page, but also on Tulsa Police's Facebook page. Where were the parents? Here is what we were able to find out more about this situation today. It was a 911 call like no other. Doctors at Hillcrest Hospital in Midtown Tulsa called police after 24-year-old Juan Miranda Jara happily showed up with a 12-year-old girl he said was his girlfriend. The 12-year-old girl was in labor, ready to give birth to Miranda Jara's baby.
Apparently they all think it was just kind of fine, like nothing was wrong. And it's a very strange situation.
Tulsa police officer Danny Bean says the two walked into Hillcrest just like any other expecting couple, hoping to deliver a newborn and walk out later with their new bundle of joy. When officers showed up, Bean says, Miranda Jara proudly told the officers the 12-year-old girl was about to give birth to his baby. The two walked in thinking
like nothing was wrong. He felt like he didn't have any worries.
The age of consent in Oklahoma is 16. Despite hoping to walk out with his new baby in tow with his underage girlfriend to begin new life as a family, Tulsa police arrested Miranda Jara for first-degree rape of a minor.
It is a very complicated issue. That's why we have experts on it. I know that it's going down that avenue. It's going down every avenue. But we can even talk about and release right now about how this is going.
Miranda Jara and the girl said they'd been in a relationship together since last fall and started having sex back in October 2020. The number one question police and Fox 23 have been receiving since we broke this story is how could a man be allowed to be so intimate with such a young girl? And how could a young girl who was supposed to be in the 5th grade be allowed to carry a child to full term without police ever being called sometime in the last 9 months? Bean says Tulsa police believe this was not a case of incest. but the circumstances of how these two met and lived together are still being investigated. While police cannot say whether or not the girl and Miranda Jara's family condone the relationship, what is publicly on social media shows at least some members of Miranda Jara's family encourage them to be together and get pregnant. On Facebook, Miranda Jara, who goes by Juan Miranda, openly posted that he was in a relationship with the girl, and the two posted pictures of what appears to be a baby shower thrown for them, just like any other couple. Bean says it doesn't matter if she had any support or not from friends and family. The law says the age of consent is clear, and anyone who violates that is committing rape. There are concerns that a girl that young could also have been easily manipulated by a grown man, but the answers the public want will take time to produce.
People are upset, furious. It's gross to them. It's disgusting. They want to know why, how something like this was able to happen, and start throwing blame. But we want to take this as any other kind of investigation. I know it's upsetting to some people for sure that we're not giving answers or we can't give answers, but there's circumstances around that, and we understand that.
Despite being born to such a young mother, we are told the baby is perfectly healthy. We are told as the investigation goes on, more charges could be filed against Miranda. And also, it is still up to DHS as to whether the child mother will be allowed to go back to her family and what the future of the newborn will be. It's all up in the air right now, pending the rest of the investigation. Live covering news that matters, I'm Rick Marin on Fox 23 News.
So it's very fortunate that despite her being such a young girl, that she did give birth to a healthy baby. So we do wish her all of the blessings. Babies are a blessing, so hopefully all is well there. However, the unfortunate part is that she even had to go through this in the first place, because this man is 24 years old and he should have never been able to even be around her. And then how about that she might have been 11 years old when she got pregnant? In any event, he is arrested. He will go to jail for this. And we all know that in jail, child predators are not so popular. Okay, so from those pictures, we can see that it was pretty much, accepted, because they gave the girl a whole baby shower. So let's get into her little ratchet mama and daddy. And yes, I'm calling her parents ratchet because they are. The girl is 12 years old. This should have never happened to her. This is sexual abuse. She will be traumatized from this. And let's just get into this mother. Now here is the mother. Her name is Desiree Castaneda, and she was arrested July 30th on charges of child endangerment and enabling sexual child abuse. Now here is where the story gets even more interesting. So I went snooping around on Facebook to go ahead and try to see if I can find out some more information about the case. And when I went in the comments, this is what I found. So here is the Facebook of the 12-year-old's mother, Desiree Castaneda. Now, to be sure that this was actually her profile, I did go through some of her pictures, and we're going to show some of those pictures, but I did have to go ahead and block out the children because they are innocent. However, if you do go and look at that page, that is a picture of the 12-year-old girl and her siblings when they were younger. Now, when I clicked on the profile picture, which is blacked out probably because it contained an image of the 12-year-old, I went through the comments and I came across a man. His name is Jesus Castaneda Espinoza, and in the comments, they were alleging that he was the father of the 12-year-old girl. Now, in that article, you can see that in May of 2019, he was arrested for sexually assaulting a woman after giving her a ride. Now, in order to make the connection, I went back to Desiree Castaneda's page and found these images. Now, this picture is the dead giveaway because of the caption. If you cannot see it, it reads, "Happy birthday to the only man in my life. Love you so much and thank you for everything you've done for me and your kids. 29 OMG." Now, on this picture, as I was strolling in the comments, I did find him tagged in a comment, so that's how I went ahead and verified his Facebook profile. Now, this is another instance where I had to black out the face of the child, but this is definitely his profile. And the picture behind, what's it called? The background cover photo, that's her. Let me go ahead and edit this picture so I can show you. One sec. So I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a whim and say that this man is allegedly that little girl's father or her stepfather. He's a father figure to her because he's taking care of her mother's children. And he definitely is incarcerated because look at this. So this event is very unfortunate, and really the only person that I feel bad for is the 12-year-old girl because she is a young mother. Now she doesn't have a mother or a father because both of them are in jail, plus the father of her child is also in jail. So where does that leave her? So I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here, but just another quick thought. The father, Jesus, in that picture that we looked at when Desiree Castaneda wished him a happy birthday, it was a 29th birthday in the year of 2019. So the mother is probably around that age. And according to the photo, she has about 5 children. And it looks like she had those children at a very young age as well. So it's basically like a vicious cycle just repeating itself. Hopefully the mother wasn't, hopefully her mother didn't sell her out to her husband. I don't know. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Please like the video if you like the content, and I will be sure to provide you with more. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.